Robbie Ashford trying to win it for Wing. Intercepted!
Tennessee has found a way to win one on the road.
This is what college football is about.
He told me his favorite color was blur.
Oh my, what do we have here? 20 yards to put the game away.
I'm against the world. Everybody in here wants us to lose.
He's going to keep it and score. Kirby Smart's going to drop to 1-7 against Bama.
The Nittany Lions are coming all the way back to tie it.
And now we go to overtime.
And it's intercepted, and Oregon's going to win it.
Heather Dinich, Paul Finebaum joining the program. After that Oregon win, Dan Lanning said, this crowd, this whiteout crowd is worth 7 points. But not tonight. Oregon got the win on the road. Heather, what does this mean for both the Ducks and the Nittany Lions?
Well, we'll start with Oregon. It boosted them to number 3 in my latest prediction last night after the game. This was a huge statement win, an important one, but it was also their first win against a power opponent above 500. So I still have them behind Miami and Ohio State. Now, when you look at this on the road against Penn State, it's a better win than Ohio State's win against Texas, but collectively, I think the committee would think Ohio State's overall resume is better. And when you look at the Nittany Lions, what does it mean? Well, it means Paul Finebaum was right this summer. Throw the hype out the window, throw the NFL talent out the window. Right now, I have Penn State at number 12, which means if the playoff were today, they would be out because you have to make room for those 2 5 highest ranked conference champions, the G5 champ, the Big 12 champ that aren't in there right now. Because Penn State, all they have are wins against Villanova, Nevada, and FIU.
And Heather, this is one of those times I really wish I had not been correct because I was expecting and really wanted to see Penn State perform at this level on this stage because these stats that we keep throwing up against James Franklin are tedious and tiresome. Unfortunately, we keep doing it because they keep finding ways to let these big-time games get away. And until that happens, it is more than difficult to take Penn State seriously as a national championship contender. They had every opportunity, and then, once again, every opportunity slipped through their hands. Drew Aller did not rise to the occasion that I think everybody hoped he would. But Penn State still has Ohio State, and we'd probably be here after that saying the same thing we just got through saying.
And I believe, Paul, that stat you're talking about, James Franklin, 4-21 now against AP top 10 teams since taking over in-state college in 2014. All right, let's go to the SEC. Bama takes down Georgia. Heather, let's start with you. What does this mean for both now the Tide and the Dogs?
Well, for Alabama, it means they're back in the playoff conversation, which is the first time we've had them there since that season opening loss to Florida State. It also means they've got a little bit of a cushion, which they're really going to need moving forward against the 7th toughest schedule in the FBS. 6 of the next 7 opponents are ranked. But here's the thing, guys. They've got a bit of a temporary ceiling because of that head-to-head loss to Florida State. In the selection committee meeting room, that's one of the tiebreakers the committee uses when records are comparable. But if that were to change, that could change too. I think that the AP poll is going to look different because I think that they will drop Florida State further than the selection committee would. And then as far as Georgia, they're clinging onto that overtime win against Tennessee. That's all they've got right now. And the Vols were lucky to beat Mississippi State. And when you look at their resume, a win against Austin Peay, Marshall really not cutting it. So Georgia's got some work to do in terms of its building its playoff resume, but they'll have opportunities to do that.
It seems remarkable that 4 weeks ago we sat here, at least I was pretty much putting dirt on Kalen DeBoer's head, but he dialed up a virtuoso performance last night in Athens. And just think about this for a second on the Sunday morning. The fact that Kalen DeBoer is 2-0 against Kirby Smart. I sat in Athens yesterday saying, hey, let's quit blaming Kirby for the record. That's Nick Saban's fault. He was so good. Well, we have to take that part out of the lexicon, but Georgia just got exposed a little bit. Their defense is not elite. Their offense struggles at times, and Alabama was brilliant almost the entire game.
Time now for one of our favorite segments as we wrap up college football. Paul in or Paul out with our Paul Finebaum. Okay, so we'll start with this, Paul Finebaum. The Irish will run the table and return to the college football playoff. Are you Paul in or Paul out on that one?
I am Paul out because they will have accomplished virtually nothing. Yeah, the win over Arkansas will likely cost Sam Pittman his job, perhaps as early as today. But what else do they have to show for it? Those two losses are stinging. Their schedule is not very good, and their schedule took a hit yesterday, Brian, when Southern Cal lost at Illinois. That's a remaining game that could have been against a ranked opponent.
Okay, let's go to the Big Ten. Penn State will not make the college football playoff. Are you Paul in, Paul out on that one?
Yeah, I'm in on that because, as Heather said earlier today, they just don't have the schedule anymore. And you know why? They played Nevada, Florida International, and Villanova, while other schools like Ohio State were playing Texas, and Alabama was playing Florida State, and Michigan was playing Oklahoma. It just will not help them playing a ridiculous easy schedule. They can't win big games. And quite frankly, right now, if they lose to Ohio State, they also have Indiana, which may be a ranked opponent. They don't deserve to be in the college football playoff.
All right, let's get back to the SEC. Alabama is back after that win over Georgia. You Paul in or Paul out on that?
I'm already hearing Roll Tide tomorrow afternoon on the Finebaum Show. I mean, Bama fans are back. Alabama's back. And man, I mean, listen, it was easy to write them off a month ago. And that Florida State game took a shot the other night when Virginia won. But still, it's just extraordinary to watch Kalen DeBoer bring the school back. Ty Simpson is elite at quarterback. He is now in the Heisman race, and we weren't even sure he would start the third game of the season.
Yeah, you better call Paul. Of course, he has all the answers for you. That's our Paul Finebaum. Thank you.
Roman Harper needs you to know he don't give a dang about nothing but them Tide. And he's going to get to that in just a second. But we got to talk about what we just saw at the end of that stinger. Oregon goes on the road and upsets Penn State in the whiteout. What did that win show you, Roman?
Well, it showed me, well, good morning, Gary, but it showed me that Oregon is a championship contender. They truly are. And I know they may have been previously before that game, but that was the first time the Dan Lanning-led Oregon team actually went on the road, won a big game that they were not favored to win. And so that was a statement win for Dan Lanning and this Oregon team, because now you can no longer have people like myself or other people that aren't big diehard Oregon people that say, oh, yeah, but Oregon, can they win a game that they're not supposed to? And so that was huge for me and what I saw from Oregon last night, and probably what a lot of people say, the hardest environment in college football to go out there and get that win. Huge statement win. My former coach, Ron Rivera, used to say, perception is reality until you change it. So Dan Lanning and that Oregon team, they changed that perception last night. So congrats to them on a big win going forward.
On that other sideline, James Franklin now 4-21 against AP top 10 teams during his tenure on the sidelines there in Happy Valley. All right, the time is coming. I have a feeling what's going to be the topic of conversation. It is time for the Roman Forum. Sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Move out the way. It's a big one. All right. I said I wasn't going to harp about the Tide no more, that I was from Missouri on my old university and my alma mater. Well, guess what? I will use the forum to speak to you today, Alabama. Congratulations. That was a huge win by Kalen DeBoer and the Crimson Tide of Alabama last night. Offensively, had a great game plan. Defensively, they made plays when they had to. Not perfect, but when they had to be, they were there. And then Ty Simpson deserves a ton of credit. Cool, calm, collective, under pressure. He has shown so much growth in such a short time in this season so far. But all that being said, all the congratulations. You still last year beat Georgia and then lost to Vanderbilt for the first time since 1984, okay? And that was last year's Vanderbilt team. This year's Vanderbilt team's undefeated. They're better with better athletes. Diego Pavia is a Heisman hopeful. So, Alabama, you have to be a mature team that learns how to handle success. My coaches used to always tell me, 24-hour rule. We get to celebrate this win for 24 hours, and then it's back to work. You have this win means nothing if you don't go out there and handle your business this next week versus Vandy. It's at home. It's a big one. But Alabama, congratulations. You were awesome. And I'll say it, and I never get to say it on this network. Roll Tide. We out here. Thank you, guys.
Roman, I just wanted to make sure that I gave you the entirety of the floor. So is it
I
okay?
that.
Is it okay if I come back into the light? Can I come back into the light? I just want to say
come
goodbye.
back. I've been in Athens all weekend getting yelled at, being barked at for 48 hours, and I want to know who's barking now.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
That's the end of the segment.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch them walk right past you. Run fast while you have the chance.